Welcome to the Empowering Family Health podcast. I'm your host, Joanne Callahan, and today we have a fantastic show lined up for you. I'm speaking with Maria Morgan today, and Maria is the owner of Esker Fields, and Maria is a holistic practitioner and a professional aromatherapist who also loves and practices Reiki and bioenergy. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, today we're going to be talking about the power of essential oils. We're going to be talking about taking care of your skin and really loving your body. We're also going to be talking about aromatherapy and how it can help you sleep better. So stay tuned for all of that. But first, please do watch this video to the end. YouTube really likes it when you watch it all the way through, and I will be giving you a free gift as well. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out, and like and share this video as well, and give me some feedback too. That would be absolutely fantastic. You can also go to my Facebook page, the Empowering Family Health Podcast, and you can join the group as well also, where you will get fresh content every time a new video comes out, all here on the Empowering Family Health Show. So let's get started. Maria, you're very welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you for having me on your show.
Brilliant. It's so great. I'm really excited because I'm a big fan of aromatherapy. I've studied aromatherapy myself, and I'm really excited to have this conversation with you, how it can help people, because it is a wonderful way, essential oils and using aromatherapy, how it can help people, and especially with sleep as well. Mm-hmm. So Maria, before we start, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about why you do the work that you do, and you also do holistic work as well, massage, Reiki. So tell us a little bit about background and why you love doing the work that you do.
I suppose, Joanne, anyone that is in the holistic field has their own story to tell, and something along the way has helped them and made them get on this path. And for me, it was ill health. I became very ill about 14 years ago with stress. It was work-related stress, and I was off work for 11 months. Wow. And as my GP said, Maria, on paper, you're the healthiest person coming into the surgery, but I just could do nothing. So conventional medicine couldn't help me then, because I didn't have a tumor, I didn't have something to operate on. They couldn't give me a tablet for it. It was nothing. It really just burnout. And when you're ill, you'll try anything. So that got me into the whole line of alternative modalities, because I didn't really know anything about them up to that point. Yes, I like to get maybe a massage if I was staying in a hotel or something like that, but I didn't really understand. Now, at some level, I did have an awareness that your mind could make you well and your mind could make you sick, and that it had to come from within. So instinctively I had that kind of knowledge. And I tried to fight it, but I wasn't able. And it just took time. And that got me into Reiki and bioenergy. And I always had an affinity with the aromas of aromatherapy. It was something I loved.
Maria, the energy, you're talking about the whole energy and Reiki, and I can really appreciate that as well. I studied Reiki as well, and that was part of my healing journey as well, and discovering the energy that we have in the body and how it can manifest, and we have these knots in our stomach when we're nervous or whatever, and that can actually have an impact on our health. So Maria, tell us a little bit about so the journey, so you did massage, Reiki, and then aromatherapy. Where did aromatherapy come in?
Well, I suppose it was something I always wanted to do. And after I got sick, I did Reiki, and I was doing Reiki for family and friends, just, myself. And Reiki changed my life. I wouldn't be where I am today only for Reiki. And I tried different modalities, but I only ever did little bits, taster courses. I didn't actually go down the road of going and getting the professional qualification of the therapist. I always stopped because there was a part of me knew that when I went down that road, I would have to change my life, and I'd have to do something with it. And at that time, I wasn't, prepared to change my life at that stage. And then my brother died 5 years ago. He was 2 weeks short of his 52nd birthday. He went to bed and he didn't wake up. And I just remember thinking, I'm never putting off something I really want to do again, because we don't know how long any of us had.
Yeah.
So that October, I tried the aromatherapy. And when I say I was in heaven, I just absolutely loved it. I found my groove. And, I just loved, I used to say to Christine, as we both know in Obus, where we're both trained, and I say, Christine, I'm an essential oil junkie. I just love them all. So, and that kind of, once I did that, then I knew I had to do something with it. And 2018, I made a vow to myself for a New Year's resolution that I was going to change my life, that I was going to make changes in them, that 2018 was going to be my year. And the first area of my life that I was going to change was my work, because I just found that I was working in adult education for 20 years. I loved it, but my job had become much more administrative, and I was losing contact with the students and with the staff. And I was losing the passion for it. So I think when you lose the passion for something, it's time to
Yeah. Good indication, yeah. And so tell us then, so when you started on the journey of the aromatherapy and essential oils, what did you find? And as I say, you would have used the oils before you started doing the course, did you? You would have been dabbling with them, were you?
I was dabbling, but like everyone else, I was just putting them into a burner. I had no idea how to use them on the skin. And I didn't really have a clue how to blend or anything like that. Now, I was lucky enough, I never actually experimented in them, putting them on the skin. I was kind of afraid. I just thought, to be honest with you, I actually thought they just smelled nice. I actually didn't realize how powerful they were. You know what I mean? Now I do. But at that time, I was just looking because I loved the smell of them.
Right, great. So you had some correlation with them, and obviously you
Yes.
enjoyed the smell of them, it made you feel better. So tell us, Maria, tell us, what is it behind the oils that has them be so powerful? What's the teachings behind the oils?
Well, essential oils work on all aspects of the person. They work on the physical, the mental, and the emotional part of the person. And, depending on the chemical compounds of the oils and how they're made up, determines that, some of them, like they'll all have, a relaxing effect, or some will be uplifting, some will have a sedative effect. They're all very good at, relief for stress. And then you will have some but mostly they bring you back to homeostasis. They'll try to bring the body back to balance. And so if you are tired and you need rest, then they'll help you sleep. But the same oil, if you need a bit of energy and a bit of spurt, could do the opposite and actually give you a bit of a boost. And that's the beauty of oils. They adapt to the person.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's very intelligent, actually.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to go wrong with them, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, it is, but like they are very powerful. And so they're not something that we should be taken lightly. And it's very important that we blend them properly, because you should never use essential oils neat on your skin, because they'll actually burn the skin. So it's very important that we know how to blend them properly. And, like a blend, as you know, for aromatherapy, is probably 1%, 1.5%. The rest, is a carrier oil. And I suppose that's the danger. People using them, even though they're natural, they are very powerful, and you have to use them with respect and treat them with respect.
I was going to say, yes, they have to be respected. I can hear that, all right, really. And I suppose for when you're doing the skincare and all that, there's a even more of a respect, because obviously if you're putting them on the skin or whatever, whereas if you're burning the oil and you're just inhaling the oil, whatever oil makes you feel good or whatever, and there's different properties. Like there's different, as you said, like some make you relax and some are uplifting, and then they're adaptogenic as well. They adapt to what it is that your body needs.
Yeah.
So tell us, Maria, what ways can you actually use, what way can the average person, say, use essential oils in their home?
Well, the first and most obvious one is to burn them, in your burner. And actually, that's the fastest way to get aromatherapy oils into your system is through inhalation, is through breathing them in. So burning them in your house, it's very good. The other one is to have an aromatherapy bath, which is my idea of bliss, Najwa. That is my idea of bliss. Just love it. Making sure that if you're adding them to the water, make sure you add some kind of fat, like whether it's a little bit of olive oil or, kind of sunflower oil or sweet almond, whatever. But you always, because oil and water doesn't mix, so you want to make sure that they mix into the water. And then you can make, a blend and use them topically on the skin. Or what I find now, especially in the first lockdown, a lot of people, I was making up aroma sticks, which are like little Vic inhalers, that they can have in their pocket. It was to help people boost their immune system, but it can be really good. I know I was getting them to my sons when they were doing exams, or when they, wanted to help them concentrate, or if they want to sleep, or so the aroma sticks are great because you can keep them in your handbag and you can keep them in your pocket.
Yeah, so you can make up different blends for, depending on what it is you want. So for the exams, to help with the anxiety, stress, with the focus and the attention.
Yeah.
And then if, and there's a lot of people at the moment with anxiety, with what's going on, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. So the essential oils can help to calm down the nervous system and help to relax. And then if we want to use it for sleep as well, so it's really good for helping you sleep at night time. And I love the idea of the bath. I do that as well. And what I actually do is I put my oils onto salt, Himalayan salts, because they have all the minerals, lots of minerals that the body needs, and also what's the other one? Epsom salts that help to detoxify the body as well. So that's another good one as well. So there's loads of different ways that we can use the oils at home in our house. So on top of that now, Maria, you make skincare products as well. So we can use aromatherapy in natural products like what you make at the moment. So tell us, what kind of products and what kind of ingredients, like, so essential oils is the neat essential oil, okay, so they're potent. So we use carrier oils as well, and we use that in our ingredients as well. So tell us, what kind of oils, or other carrier oils or other things that would use in your products that help the skin and whatever else.
Well, a lot of mine are like butters, so they're made with mango butter, coconut butter, cocoa oil, shea butter. So they're really, really good emollients for the skin, and they'll help moisturize the skin. And they actually kind of put a little film, so that if your hands are in water all the time, especially now with all of the hand washing and hand sanitizer, it actually protects the skin because it kind of puts a little film on the
like the barrier,
the carrier, yes, and it protects the skin. And then the kind of carrier oils I'd be using is sweet almond, which is again a great emollient as well. For the face, there's rose hip oil, which is your natural liquid Botox, so it helps, any little blemishes there. And argan oil or macadamia nuts. So they're the type of oils that I'm using, and the type of butters, but there's a lot of butters in them. So a lot of the creams, when you actually put on, a very little bit does, and they actually melt on contact with the skin. So then you just put them in. So a little goes
I love that whole idea, because God, my sound is very bad, is it there actually? Is my sound, I'm going to cut this little bit out. Is my sound bad on your end?
No, just that last bit when you said that sounds, there was something there, but up to that point was fine.
Okay, I'll just note the time there because I'm going to take this little bit out. So I love what you said, Maria, about the hand creams that you have and the butters that you use, because we're using a lot of the alcohol, the sanitizer.
Yes.
And as we know, alcohol, the purpose of alcohol is to get the ingredients into the skin, into the bloodstream quickly, and it actually breaks down the skin too much, this alcohol. So there's a lot of people going around now with really dry hands. And I've even heard of cases of dermatitis because of overuse of the sanitizer as well. So these creams that you have and butters and all those ingredients that you have can help like a protective layer, like a barrier,
Yeah, that's right.
we're
Yeah.
saying. So that can be really, and it's a natural product as well. So really helping to nourish the skin
Yeah.
and help to build the skin back
Yeah.
up again. And then of course you have your essential oils in there that are
And you get
lovely
the
and they
smell.
smell. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love to cup my hands
Well,
and
that's
smell.
exactly what I say to people, Joanne, when last year at the Christmas fairs, when you'd be given some piece of your, a little bit of the hand cream, and you'd be getting them, and I'd say, now smell.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get them to smell, they just deflate. You could just see them just relaxing straight away because you had the lovely oils of lavender, sweet orange, frankincense, and benzene. So they just float.
What a
And once they
blend.
got
Wow.
that aroma, they just to just deflate it is all I could say. And the I've had a client come in to me and she uses the hand cream, but she had very bad contact dermatitis that she had to give up work because she was a carer in the homes, and the latex gloves was really very painful. And she had to give up work, but she was saying that her hands were really rough, and she actually felt, ashamed to shake hands with people because she was very conscious of it. She started using the cream, and she keeps sending me photographs of her hands because she can't believe the difference. And she says, "No, when I can shake hands, I'm not allowed."
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because you want your hands, because your hands are exposed and people can see your hands, and you don't want to have dry, cracked skin. Or even if I know, like I was doing the massage there, and my hands, after doing a lot of washing dishes and cleaning the kitchen, and I'd find my hands get really dry, so I'd have to really mind them, like really mind my skin. And the same with, like, for our face and our neck, and because we're aging all the time as well, and that collagen and all that, the elasticity that is
Yes.
breaking down as we're getting older. So we need to provide all those ingredients and really care for our skin as well. And the whole process of self-care.
That's what I was just going to say. It's the whole self-care. At the moment, we're so busy looking after everybody. We're looking after our children, we're maybe looking after elderly parents, and we're torn in so many different directions between work, home, family. And 5 minutes of or 2 minutes, and even if it is that you're just using a hand cream or you're using a body oil and you're smelling and you're just taking time to breathe, to slow down and just be a bit mindful for that moment, can have a huge impact on how you feel.
The whole, because we're so busy and we're chaotic and it's busy and we're distracted.
Yes.
So we're distracted from what's going on in here. What is it that I really need? What is it that's important to me? And a lot of the time we're busy looking after other people, but looking after other people's concerns. So we're neglecting our own concerns and what it is that we value or what we really enjoy doing. And this is true for all of us, even me. It's all about being conscious. But when we do that thing, and it doesn't sound like much when we're talking about applying cream onto our face or our hands, but when we're taking that time for ourselves, even if it's 2 minutes, putting that on, we're connected to the smell, the wonderful smell, where and we're applying the cream on our face or our hands or whatever it is. So we're really caring for
It's
us.
loving energy. Like when I'm saying to clients, and if they're buying products, some might not be buying products at all, I'm saying to them, if you're having a shower and you're applying anything, like if you, like, obviously if you have the oils, they're gorgeous, the smell of them. But I'm saying it's being mindful around applying it. I don't want you to just go and rub your hands and out. I actually want you to take and say, isn't that a lovely arm? Off you give the best hugs. And your neck is holding up my head all this time, and my shoulders, and actually sending loving energy into your body. And, even without anything, even as I'm doing that now, I can actually feel that in my body. I can feel this kind of warm, fuzzy feeling because I'm sending loving thoughts to my body. Because, Joanne, a lot of, particularly women, we downgrade our body and we say, oh, look at the thighs, they're so, or I'm not as thin as I want, I'm not as young as I want, whatever it is, we actually negatively talk about our body so
Yes.
much, and that it's bringing back to basics and saying, actually, I'm really just lovely the way I am.
Yeah, that is so powerful, Maria, what you just said there, because you're right. So many people are not happy with how they look. A lot of people can't even look into the mirror and really love what they see back in that reflection. And they'll say, oh, I'm too fat, or I need to lose weight, or all these wrinkles
My
on my
nose is
face.
too big, or my eyes are, whatever it is, it's some,
Yeah. And see, in doing that, we are denying ourselves of who we
yeah,
are. And like think about that for a minute. And so what our body is not going to be thriving at its best when we're giving our body that message. Like, this is the body that we are in.
mm,
And when you're talking about, rubbing our shoulders, and really we're acknowledging
yeah,
the different parts of, we're acknowledging our body, and we're caring for our body, and
yeah,
we're looking after it and minding it and giving it the nutrition that it needs through the form of
mm,
a cream or
yeah,
oils or whatever.
or
And
food.
it's powerful, Maria.
Oh, hugely, hugely. Like, that is the one thing, clients coming in to me, and after every treatment, we would have a bit of a chat and just, how to anchor the feeling of relaxation they got during the treatment. How can they take that feeling and bring it home with them? And one of the things I'm always saying is to breathe, to just practice their breathing, but also to look and be mindful of how they're thinking about themselves or how they're talking about themselves, and catch themselves when they hear themselves, that, being saying things that maybe aren't empowering the person. If I'm downgrading myself and say, oh, look at this state of me here, stop yourself and say, well, look, actually, I look pretty good for a one that's 50, nearly 51 years of age. I actually don't look too bad. And it's trying to catch yourself
That's it.
and turn it.
That's that, and reframe the thoughts, yeah, and catch and be
Yes,
conscious of it, yeah, exactly,
yes,
because our minds are our minds, and our minds are always going to have these thoughts. So it's
yeah,
it's it's catching it, and we'll catch it quicker, and we can
yes,
reframe it and notice it. And there was something else you said there. Yes, you were talking about anchoring the feeling.
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that, because that is a really powerful thing that we can do, anchoring the
Yeah.
feeling.
And that's really, I think, smell and aromas have a huge part to play in anchoring our feelings, and that feeling of relaxation. When you go in, like, it- this has been known in, house selling, where they say to you, if you're selling your house, bake something in the oven before somebody comes. So that when they come into the kitchen, they get this lovely smell of home baking, and it invokes this feeling of a lovely, warm, cozy, house. So this has been known along the way, but we can do that for ourselves. So generally, when somebody has a treatment, regardless of what it is with me, I will send them home with a blend, because I actually want you to smell that and to remember the feeling that you had when you left here, so
Yeah.
that you can bring it home. And that's what smell does. And that's what aromatherapy is so powerful at being able to do, because, you can relax just smelling. You remember the smell of your mother, maybe that used lavender soap, or your grandmother that used lavender soap. As soon as you smell lavender, it invokes feelings of your grandmother, your mother, or whoever. Old Spice, I love the smell of that. That reminds me of my father. Like, he used to have, because that was all the go that time, was all Old Spice, you know. So, like, when I smell aftershave, I get a really powerful memory of my father. Now, he's 28 years dead.
Yeah.
Like, he's longer dead than he ever was that I knew him, you know. But that smell will bring me right back to when I was
That's
two,
so
three,
true.
four, whatever it is. And that's what aromatherapy is really good at, being able to anchor happy memories and, kind of that feeling of relaxation. Absolutely.
That's
Now,
really
obviously,
true.
so, you can hear of children when they get the smell of hospitals, and, like, it can have a negative, but generally the smell will be a good one.
You can work with them and develop, like as I said, when people are working with you and they come to you for a treatment or whatever, and they're all nice and relaxed, and
Yeah.
you're using this particular
Yeah.
blend, so you send them home with that. So that's what they're going. That's the feel
That's
that's
them.
going to be anchored. So
Yeah.
we can use it on a positive way to help invoke those feelings again whenever they take out their aroma stick and smell it, if they're feeling anxious or whatever, as well as the properties of the oils can help on a physiological way as well. So yeah, it's really, really powerful. And like memories, we can go straight back to memory, like with a smell so quickly.
Yeah, with a smell, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, cinnamon just reminds me. I know cinnamon is a smell for Christmas, but that I love that whole. I mean, that spice. I love those spicy smells, and I love
so do I.
cinnamon, and it just brings me right back, and it's so great. And I love burning my Christmas blend like of cinnamon and
So
all.
have I. Yeah.
All those smells. Oh, it's gorgeous.
And actually, that's our plan for this week. Mum and I are going to make our Christmas puddings.
Oh, you're making a oh wow, oh brilliant. So
Oh,
you're getting ready for Christmas now in your own business as well, and you've recently got an award for one of your products. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yes, I got a really good surprise, Joanne. I was doing the school run. I was waiting for my son, and last week on Thursday, and I got a text from a client wanting to buy a couple of products. And the end of the text was, and by the way, congratulations. I see that your Sleep Please pillow mist has been is in the Irish Independent as one of the top lockdown luxuries. And I'm going, what? So of course, when my son Stephen got into the car, I said, "We have to buy a paper now. We have to buy
buy a few papers."
So yeah, it was a wonderful surprise, and the picture was there with a number of other products, and it was a great surprise. I didn't know anything about it till someone told me.
So it's a pillow spray, room spray, and a pillow spray, and there's lavender oil is in it, obviously, isn't it? What
there's lavender, lavender, bitter orange, cypress, Jupiter berry, and basil.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
So it's a lovely aroma. And what it is, it's lovely for, when you just, I find when I spray it on now I sleep quite well, but sometimes I wake up, I find I have a more restful night's sleep. Yeah. And it's, find now is that maybe people who are maybe going through, say, cancer treatment or things like that, and, they're maybe are afraid to be using things on the skin. Yes. This is a lovely way to help them sleep, or as, even that aroma stick is great for when, again, what we were trying to, have a feeling of relaxation when you're in a very stressful environment like that. And that's what the aromatherapy oils are great for, doing something like that. So it's a nice way, and it mentally prepares you for going to bed. And this better than I about your sleep routine and, getting into a good routine when you're going to bed, and turning off all your devices and whatever. But I think even just preparing your bed and preparing your room for when you go, that your brain and everything then associates this for rest. And
that's it. It's the association and that anchoring again we were talking about earlier on, because you're so right, Maria, because the hour or so before bed, winding down, because I always say to people, sleep's not an on-off switch. It doesn't happen just automatically. We have to slow the system down and prepare for bed, but also our body loves routine. And when we smell a particular smell just right before bed, or maybe the hour come up to before bed, it triggers the brain then, oh, this is bedtime. And also on a physiological level as well, it's relaxing that nervous system with all those gorgeous aromatherapy oils. And it's really bringing you back to center, because you're smelling the oils and you're really there present with the oil. The oils really do get you present, because you're smelling the oils and you're saying, oh, that smells gorgeous. So you're right here, right now. When you're
and your breathing deepens. Like, that's, it slows down your breathing, because when you smell it, you go, oh, that smells gorgeous. So you're automatically slowing down the breathing. Whereas when we're stressed, we shallow breathe, And so that's what the beauty of aromatherapy, I think, is that it slows your breathing down without you having to be conscious of that. Because when you smell it, you automatically want to smell more, and you go, oh, that smells gorgeous, and you slow down your breathing, and that's the beauty, and it's deceptively simple,
Yeah, yeah. So simple
you
and yet
know,
so powerful.
and yet so amazingly powerful,
And I love, and even those aroma sticks you're talking about, and there's a lot of people that wake up during the night time as well. So we could have one of these
Yes,
aroma sticks under the pillow and
under the pillow. Yes,
do some of our breathing techniques during the
yes,
night time or whatever, if we're waking up or whatever. And so that's another fantastic use as well. So there's loads of different ways that we can get the oils into our body, and it goes into the body really, really quickly. It's very effective and very, very quickly effective as well. So it's a great way to. I think it only takes a couple of minutes for it to kind
yes.
of
Yeah,
depending
I
on.
think it's 30 seconds or something to say to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into
yeah.
your bloodstream. Yeah,
And applying it to the feet as well is another very good way, again,
yeah.
into the body quick as well. So there's loads of different ways that you can get the oils in, and a bath before bedtime as well, of course. So Marie, we're
And like
coming
my mother now sometimes gets like itchy spots, maybe at night in the heat.
dry skin.
And then she has the foot cream there, which is lavender and peppermint, and it takes the itch out. So there's lots of different things that,
And these are the things
that
that pop up at night time right before
yes,
we're going to bed, isn't it? Or
yeah,
the sore legs, or
yes,
a nice little foot. Even giving yourself a foot rub is
yeah.
very relaxing,
Oh,
because
it's very,
all the different nerve endings. Well, we've
yeah.
got can't remember how many, 7,000 on between two of our feet, 7,500, isn't it? On the
And
two.
they're carrying our weight the whole day, all day, every day. And it's the part that we probably neglect most, is
Yeah,
our feet.
yeah, absolutely. So there you go. Now, if you have a partner, get your partner to do a foot rub, and you can
Exactly.
swap. And you can even do it yourself as well. So it's so great. Maria, we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end of our conversation. Maria, can you tell people where they can find you and find your products?
I have a website, and the actual Christmas shop is open, believe it or not, because people are shopping early this year. And it's eskerfields.ie. And they can contact me by email if they want, maria@eskerfields.ie, or they can contact me by mobile, over
Fantastic.
the
Are you on Facebook as well, Maria?
I am on Facebook, yes, Esker Fields on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram as well.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So I'm going to put all that down in the show notes as
Brilliant.
well when we release the podcast. And this is also available on video as well if anyone's just listening in. So Maria, one last question I want to ask you is, if you were to leave a parting message with our listeners to really help them be empowered to live the best possible life, what message would you give to people so that they could embrace that power?
I think really simple things make a huge difference. And I think for me, it's slowing down, giving yourself 5 minutes in an already very hectic day, and to do something, practice your breathing, or do something for yourself. If it is to have a cup of coffee, and just be mindful for that 5 minutes when you have the cup of coffee, or to ring your friend and have, or to read a book. Do something. And even it's only 5 minutes, because if you do the 5 minutes, you'll commit to that.
Yeah.
Small little steps, commit to doing them, and do that every day. And it will make a huge difference to your life.
Brilliant, brilliant. So simple and yet so powerful, and really a necessity. And we don't slow down during the day. We're on the go all the time. And as you say, even having a cup of coffee, sitting down and
Yeah.
just being with that for 5 minutes. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So great. Maria, thank you so much for spending the last half an hour with us, having this conversation. I really, really am so grateful. I just want to acknowledge you for all the work that you're doing, because you're really after creating such a big momentum the last couple of months, and you're really having an impact on people's lives with the aromatherapy and all the value that you're giving to people as well. So really want to acknowledge you for the work that you're doing and how you're impacting people and families as well. So thank you, Maria. Have a fantastic day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Take care. Thank you.